respect the flag. That's all I can say.
Alright, I'll show you how to install this real quick little video. This is a basically a extension for your air compressor, so that there we go. You know, and everybody who has an air compressor, you know, you got to go underneath it, take this valve here, you know, open it up, you know, to drain any moisture that's in the tank. A lot of people don't do that. They really should for safety issues, because you get enough corrosion on the inside of these tanks. Eventually they can rust through somewhere. That can be dangerous. So anyway, it's kind of a pain to reach underneath there all the time and you know, open this valve, because you got to kind of feel for it unless you want to lay on a friggin' floor. Well, what this kit does is it extends it outward. This would fit the majority of your tanks. It does have an adapter. If you're going from 1/4 to 3/8, as you can see. You can see, yeah, there you go. So it does have an adapter on it. This is what it comes with here. Okay. You can see there's already a thread compound down there. All right, both ends. This is the end that you'll screw into your tank. And it also comes with Teflon tape, you know, if you want to be doubly sure. So anyway, you take your original one out. Now this is standard threads. You know, when you drain in it, it's reverse, left-handed. So 3/4 or 9/16 wrench to pull this out. And all you do, literally, all you do is just screw this into the bottom of your air tank, you know, your compressor, and that's it. You know, you could probably mount this if you wanted to. If you look at that, that's even threaded, so you could add other thread to this if you don't want to drain it and get it all over your floor. You could drain it into something. I won't. If you look at this, you know, stainless steel mesh on the outside of it, so it can withstand the pressure. Because you figure, I don't remember what the pressure is, what it's rated for. I think it was, well, I don't want to say because I could be totally wrong. I know it was, I want to say 200 psi. I'm not really sure. You'd have to look it up. But anyway, I got this kit on Amazon. Really, all you need to do is just Google a air compressor drain extension, and basically something like this should come up. Now, if you don't, the kit was like 13, 14 bucks, so 15, whatever it was, so it was pretty cheap. And if you think about it, by the time you get all the fittings and the pieces of pipe and all that from, you know, Lowe's, Crap Nards, Home Depot or whatever, cheaper and easier just to buy it. So anyway, I will show you how I'm going to do this. I'll show me threading it in and tightening it up. That's the other thing too. People have a bad, very bad habit of over-torquing, over-tightening stuff. Okay? From the factory, the fitting that was in there, and this compressor is old. From the factory, when I took the fitting out of the bottom, the original drain valve, because you got to remember this stuff is brass, so it really doesn't corrode, you know, with the steel. Didn't even take much torque at all. Same thing when I install gas furnaces and that, gas lines and that. People over torque it. When you do that, you're stressing the threads, which can damage the threads for one thing and cause leaks. It can crack elbows. I've seen elbows crack. I've seen T's crack because people thread it too tight. You know, gas pressure is very low. LP pressure is a little bit higher. You know, in inches of water column. Even compressor with the high pressures, you know, 120 psi or whatever. Thread sealing compound, Teflon tape, basically a little bit more than snug. That's all you need. You don't need to over torque the stuff. People over torque stuff all the time. And there's no reason for that. So anyway, I'm going to show you how to do this. Okay, you can see the fitting where I took the old one out. You know, it was right up in there. That was a 9/16, and for fittings like that, soft fittings like brass and copper, I like using line wrenches on it. This one I'm putting in, this is a 17 millimeter. Okay, so it's metric, of course. Just like everything, you know, China. And then generally, trying to thread this in here, get everything lined up, and get it to thread in. First time, you know that ain't gonna happen, right? You gotta get it perfect here. So that ain't gonna freaking happen. And he whacks the camera. So hopefully you can still see. There we go. Alrighty. So you can see, you know, it's threaded in. Anyway, you can see, hopefully it recorded. I don't know if I accidentally hit the button or not. But anyway, I've got it threaded in. It went in pretty easy. I still have to snug it up a little bit. Just using your hand like that. If I fired the compressor up and let it fully charge, chances are that's not going to leak. I'm going to tighten it up, obviously. But anyway, people just over torque all the time, and they shouldn't do that. You don't want to under tighten it either, obviously. You know, that would be a bad thing. But anyway, so that's it. So now when you fire your tank up, and you know, when you want to drain it, you literally have the line right here. So you can see it, you know. So if it's like, if you don't forget it, you know, and a lot of people get lazy. I got to be honest with you. I've had this tank, oh hell, I don't know, a lot of years. And 15 years, 20 years, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how old Michael, well, okay, it's 2003, 4, maybe 2004, 2005, somewhere in there. So I've had this baby a while. And I gotta be honest with you, I've drained it. It has air pressure in it almost all the time. Anyway, I don't use it a lot, just off and on. Anyway, point being, yeah, I didn't drain this thing very rarely. You know, so this makes it easier. You don't have to get down on the floor. You can just bend over, you know, open your valve, and like I say, it's threaded. You could add another line on here and have it go into a bucket off in the corner, even over here. Have it drain outside. I could even put it through the sill here and have it drain down into the gravel or whatever. But anyway, that's it. That's all there is to it. And like I say, this is, you can see there, the name of it. Well, it actually says extended tank drain is what it actually, believe it or not, is what it would say. So anyway, that's it. There you go. That's how you do it. Thanks for watching. If you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button, hit the little B button. If you don't want to subscribe, subscribe anyway. You know, I got to hit 1,000 people before I start making money. Kidding, of course, but I do have 31,000 views in just over a year. So I really do appreciate anybody watching my videos, man. It really does. You know, I'm a veteran, and doing this, you know, helps me out a little bit just to have something to do. So thank you. Okay, just so everybody knows, I did use a 17 millimeter, and I did go after I tightened it by hand. But one person's tightening by hand is totally different, you know, and that's when people say snug it up. Okay, I used to bodybuild, and when I would snug something up, I would break it. So each person is different, so, you know. But anyway, point being, I snugged it up with my hand, and then I went once around the park, so it's tight enough now. I know it's not going to leak. So, thank you.